first on the show, we're going to talk about skin and skin care, and with some great information at this time of year, which can really be hard on the skin, is Pat Brown from the Nordic Self-Care Institute. Welcome to the show, Pat. And winter really is a tough time for the skin, right? Especially faces and hands that get a lot of exposure to the cold outdoors.
All over the body. It's the driest time of year. Most of our body's moisture is actually in our skin. And when the atmosphere is really dry, its whole purpose is trying to draw moisture out. So people who have a tendency to dry skin, they really suffer in the wintertime. You wind up with that cracked and bleeding,
scaly, flaky.
It's horrible.
It's funny when you go down south and you're down there for a day or so, and all of a sudden, like, you feel your skin, and it's like, wow,
changes.
it's I feel different. It feels so much nicer. Yeah.
Oh, you're more comfortable inside your body.
Yeah.
I'm originally from the West Coast. You just don't have bad skin out there because the atmosphere is so moist. When I first came to live in Toronto, I felt like I was dried up and being sucked out.
Yeah, it's amazing too, because we can pull a fair amount of humidity into southern Ontario, but it's funny when the winter comes through, that dry, cold wind chill that we get through here just gets you.
Well, I don't know about you, but I have the humidifier in my house.
I hear that it's a good idea.
I have to fill it up twice a day.
Yeah, but and doesn't that show you, right?
Yeah, it's just the amount of moisture that's being sucked out of the air constantly.
Yeah. So what should we be doing, and should we be doing more of it this time of year than we would in the summertime?
Well, I'm actually going to talk to you about a product that you should be taking all of the time. And I said taking because it's a nutritional supplement for skin. When you put a moisturizer on the surface of your skin, what you're doing is sealing the moisture that's in the dermal layer of your skin, the second layer of your skin inside. You're basically putting a barrier on top of your skin so that the atmosphere can't suck the moisture out. But if you don't have enough of the cells within the skin structure that hold moisture, big name, they're polysaccharide cells, but I call them little sponges. These are the cells that hold moisture in our skin. If you don't have enough of those cells, then it doesn't really matter how much moisturizer you put on the surface. You're still going to have that cracked, dry, scaly.
So that's why some people have drier skin than others?
Exactly.
They don't have as many.
It's part of their hereditary, the amount of sun damage that you have in your skin, and the wintertime just brings it all out. Now, I'm here to talk to you about Imidine, which I understand you guys have never heard of before.
No, and the great thing is that it is a pill, right? And speaking for myself, I tend to wear a lot of makeup every day, Pat, unlike most men. And
it's the mascara.
It
It's
is.
what you give away.
See, thank you.
On a little bit too.
Yeah, yes, true. And I'm not one for putting a lot of stuff on my face other than soap and water. So the great thing is that you can avoid going through that whole ritual and just take it internally, right?
Yeah.
Take a pill and
you take 2 tablets once a day. These tablets contain a biomarine complex. Now, this is not your omega-3, 6s, and 9s. This is actual protein molecules that your skin requires to make collagen and elastin. It's an amino acid profile. Added to that is an antioxidant supplement, which is a combination of lycopene, which is from tomato, and grapeseed extract from grape seeds. These two are the most potent antioxidants for working within the skin structure. So if you take 2 tablets once a day, you're feeding your skin cells from the inside because of the biomarine complex, and then you are stopping ongoing damage from today and forward from the environment with the antioxidant complex.
It's interesting. I don't think people would ever think that a pill would help your skin. They don't.
Completely.
They always think from the outside, right? You know, and that a skin is on the surface. But I mean, it's interesting to go the other way.
Well, what we don't see and what's really kind of hard to understand is the structure of your skin. The outside surface that we see here is the epidermis. It's actually the stratum corneum, which is the top part of the epidermis. If you were to take an HB pencil, you know the ones that you used to have in school, and you draw a line, that's how thick the epidermis is. It's so thin. 90% of your skin structure is below the epidermis. It's the dermis. Now, between the epidermis and the dermis is a membrane. It's called the basal membrane. And you know how membranes, they are waterproof. They are impenetrable.
Right.
Like if
so
you
the
want
stuff
to go,
you're putting on isn't getting through to that.
it can't.
Right.
I mean, if you want something to go through from the surface into the dermis, you got to use a knife or an injection.
Ooh.
So this is an all-natural product, so people don't have to worry about any kind of side effects or health issues.
Yeah, that's what I always wonder about. Like something like that, you worry because you said it's only for the skin. This is developed just to improve the skin.
2 tablets once a day.
How long is it going to be before we actually start to see some sort of difference or get the effect?
It takes about, well, studies show that it takes 3 months. One of the cool things about this product is it's made by a pharmaceutical company, and all of the typical research that would go into a pharmaceutical product has been done on Imidine. So I have studies which will show you that it will take between 3 months, sort of 10 to 12 weeks before you'll start really seeing the difference. The first thing that you're going to see is probably your hair and your nails will grow faster. Then you'll start getting smoother. Your hands, your elbows, your knees, your shins, the dry areas of your body will start being moister. You know, in the winter
So if you start to look like Howard Hughes, you've taken too much, right? The hair's
well, that's a long video.
What's happening
That's if you're taking the whole pack in one day.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, that's actually, it's an interesting one. One of the studies showed that it didn't matter if you took 10 a day.
Is that right?
So I was wondering if
it just gets eliminated.
That really does help, though, to know that, because then it helps further prove that it is a natural substance. So as you're saying, using lycopene and acerola and all those other things.
Yeah, it's just a question of taking your 2 a day. It takes time to build up in the system. By about 3 months, that's when you're going to start seeing the difference on your face, and you'll start having, especially if you've got dry lines around the eyes, they'll start melting away. You'll start getting the jawline firming up a bit more.
Okay.
Then you'll have a natural glow. Your skin will be healthier.
We have some before and afters here as well.
Oh yeah. Now this lady, as you can see, her challenge was really, some people call it rosacea, but it's actually telangiectasia. This is where the dilation of the capillaries through the nose and cheeks. At the end of the study, you can just see that it's completely calmed down.
Yeah.
And that's the #1 thing that you'll notice right off.
And that would that be after about 3 months?
This is actually a year-long study.
All right.
So the before and after in this case are after a year. But she just generally has a softer, smoother texture to her skin.
Yeah, it seems to be just a little bit more even balanced too, right?
So it's
even tone.
Now the second picture, this is a lady who's a little older. She has a little more damage to her skin. You can notice in the before picture how she's got sort of 3 sets of jowls. And her skin is just a regular ruddiness. If the camera's getting in close enough, you'll actually see lines into her lips. The after picture, though, she looks thinner. It's not because she's lost weight, it's because she's actually producing more elastin in her skin. Her jawline is tightening up.
Oh, so it's plumped it up a little bit.
But the whole skin structure is softer. It's smoother.
It's a natural facelift, this product,
It
right?
is.
Wow.
Now, I wanted to point out that if she were to have a facelift before she started taking Imidine, she'd look like an old lady with a lift because she has that rough skin texture. However, if she started a facelift after using Imidine, she'd look like she's 20 years younger because nobody would question. She has the texture of somebody who's 20 years younger.
Right.
Wow. So if I took this for a year, then I would eventually look like the 25-year-old that I actually am.
Of course.
Yes, because right now you look way older than you are.
Because I'm not taking this.
Yeah,
that's
Exactly,
it.
this is it. I know my husband is a prime example. When I first met him, he was somebody who had really sensitive skin. His back constantly had breakouts on it. His elbows were so dry and rough, you could peel the skin off. And now he'll happily show anybody his elbows.
Is that funny?
No issues with it at all.
All right, we're going to put some of the information up on the screen if people would like to find these products. NordicSelfCare.com, and you were saying you could even find them at like Shoppers Drug Mart and things like that?
In the cosmetic area.
Cosmetic area.
So it's a cosmetic counter.
Okay.
Imidine, right?
Yeah, Imidine. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pat.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Wonderful.